Now, what's happened to you? I know for the last part of the season you hurt your ankle and you missed 20 games, and I see your arm in a sling. And maybe you can tell the people at home just what happened.
Well, I had just gotten off of the ankle injury. I've been off 2 days. I'd gotten the cast off and everything, was feeling very, very good. I went out and tried skating one morning and a little tentative, a little worried about how it would feel, and it felt fine. And I went out the next day to skate and I was taking some shots. And after being off for so long, I guess I took a slap shot and I ripped the bicep muscle right off the shoulder. And they had to repair it surgically last Friday. And here I am all wound up looking like I'm carrying a baby or something. Everything has gone very well with the operation. Dr. Kolb said it came out fine, and said there should be no problem with any rehabilitation at all.
We've had a chance to sit here and talk about our injuries, and I don't like to compare Reg Kerr to myself or what happened to me in my career, but I know that I could go over my body and discuss different things, and they say athletes are paid too much money, but maybe you could just tell the people some of the things that have happened to you in the last few years, and really you've had some tough luck.
Well, I sure have. It seems like every year I have to go in for an annual overhaul at the end of the season. I've had shoulder surgery twice now, and broken my ankle this year, and previous to that I had a little trouble with my back, and then I had trouble, I broke both my wrists, and just the line just keeps going on and on and on, and it's a little frustrating after a while, but you learn to be patient. You know that there's another year and that you'll be coming back and be healthy, and I have all the faith in the world in our team doctor, Dr. Kolb, and I enjoy the work that he has done with me.
One of the things, Reggie, that people have asked me in Chicago about Vancouver and the province of British Columbia, they say, where is it in regards to the United States, and also what kind of climate is it up here? I'm sure that a lot of people think it's still snowing and we have to come up here with our winter coats, but just tell us what it's like here right now.
Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful here. Everything is as green as can be. Trees are all in full bloom, and I was walking around the streets yesterday when we got in, and man, it's nice to be back here in Vancouver. I played a lot of hockey here in junior, and it is really a gorgeous time of year up here, and the fever is in the air. Playoff hockey is in the air everywhere you go. The coffee shops, the taxi drivers, they're all talking about the hockey and the Canucks and the Blackhawks.
Well, that's right, and also I know when you mentioned you played junior hockey up here, you also played with a couple of players that are playing on the Vancouver Canucks, and that's Kurt Fraser and Stan Schmiel, and they're very important members of this team, this Vancouver Canuck team. Maybe you could give us an inside report on those two players.
Well, Stan, being a team captain, I think is indicative of the type of leader that he is on and off the ice. He's an aggressive player on the ice. He's got a heart as big as a house, and he's the kind of guy that you need to have in the captaincy position. Kurt Fraser, his role is much the same. He's a good, tough, hard-working left winger, and those are guys that are essential to the composition of a good hockey team.
Reggie, I want to thank you for being with us during this first intermission. I also want to say that we'll be right back after these messages with our second guest, Troy Murray. Joining us as our second guest in our first intermission tonight is our young rookie centerman from the Chicago Blackhawks, Troy Murray. Troy, I thought of, when I think of you, I think of Ken Morrow and he went through his first year in the NHL. He went from Olympic gold medalist team and then right on to the Stanley Cup Championship Islanders. And I would think that what you've gone through already this year with the NCAA Championship, your team, North Dakota, winning that, and then coming here and being in the semifinals with the Blackhawks, it's got to be quite an experience for you.
Yeah, it is. University of North Dakota team I played on, we won the NCAA, and that's a great experience. And that's the first time in my life that I've ever gone as far as we could in any year in hockey. And to come here and step right in and play a couple of games to Stanley Cup Finals, and we're still in it. We're tied 1-1 with Vancouver, and if we make the Stanley Cup Finals, that's a dream come true.
Of the games I've seen, and of course the few games that you've played with the team, many pro scouts and professional hockey players say there's a difference between the college hockey and professional hockey, and of course I played both, and I found some differences as a defenseman. But what did you find as the main difference as a centerman?
I think the college game, the overall caliber isn't quite as good. You get to the NHL, and anytime anybody makes the NHL, he's a really good hockey player. He's the best there's available. And more than anything, I think the overall play. There's a lot of good people in college and in juniors, but you come up here and everybody's just as good as you are. And you got to get used to that. And you're not a star from where you are. You come up, you step in, and you got to start from down below and work your way up. The people are bigger, a lot older. You get 29, 28-year-olds in the league, and I'm only 19. They're a lot more physically mature than I am. And, it's going to take a while to get used to, but, hopefully it won't be too bad.
What about the rule changes? There's definitely different rules in the college ranks compared to the professional ranks. I know some of them are that if you fight at all, you're thrown out that game. And also some of the two-line passing rules are different. Maybe you could explain to some of the people out there exactly the rule changes that you found when you came into the National Hockey League.
Well, those are the two biggest ones, no fighting, and in college hockey we have no center line. We have a center line for icing, but only for icing. As far as two-line passes are concerned, we can pass from behind our net to the opponent's blue line. And, the college game is a skating game. You can break a game wide open. You can make a long pass. You clear the zone quicker and everything. But, up here you got two lines. You have to stay back. And in college there's more one-on-ones and stuff because there's a guy way up or something. Here, you're playing 3-on-2s and so forth. As far as the fighting goes, it's a good rule for college, I think, because, the college people, the college fans, the universities, they don't want fighting in their programs. And it does hurt the players in a way when you're stepping in the NHL. My first game back, I got a fight, and I haven't had a fight in 2 years, It's bad in that aspect, but it's good for the college players. Maybe junior hockey for fighting, it gets you a little more prepared for the NHL where you can fight. I think it's 2 games and then the third, or 2 fights and then the third fight you are out of the game. Whereas in college, you fight once and you're out for that game and another one. And if you get into another fight in the next game, you're out for that game plus 2 more. So, it's not worth fighting in college, and it's good for college, but, might not prepare you quite as well as the junior does.
Plus the fact, Troy, that you have cages in front of your face in college hockey. And I noticed that right away when I went out to scout the college teams, that everyone wears the cage. Do you think that this will be something the NHL will eventually develop in their league?
I don't think it will go to the NHL. It's taken over. They're trying to put it into junior hockey. And, it's good for injuries, major injuries, broken noses, dental injuries. It's really good for that, but it's bad because the sticks come up. Nobody's scared to bring their stick up because it's not going to hurt the guy. And the cage, there's a lot of small injuries. You get the cage rubbed into your face, and you get you get cut for a couple stitches here and there. But in the NHL, it'll never happen because that's a professional, and that's the way it is. Pro hockey players, I don't think will ever wear cages.
You ended the sophomore year of your college career, signed a pro contract, and then came to play here for the Chicago Blackhawks. What do you feel about training camp next year? What's in the future? Are you going to finish your college studies? And also, when you're through hockey, what do you look forward to?
Well, after this year's over, I have to go back and catch up for what I missed the last month that I've been up here. And then I'll have 2 years of school behind me, and hopefully sometime, maybe in the summer, or later on in my career, that I can pick up 2 years of university education and get my degree. As far as hockey's concerned, the career of a hockey player is really short now. Maybe you're lucky if you get 8 or 9 years, and that's a really good career. And you're finished at maybe 30 years old, if you're lucky or whatever, and you still got 40 years of your life to go. And I think it's really important for any young player coming up to get an education. Just in the background, you just have something to fall back on. You're not out in the wilderness, out in the real world. You got to find a job. But, if you have a little maturity going to college and you get a degree, it'll help you further on in life.
Troy, thank you for joining us tonight and enlightening us on what a college player goes through joining the NHL ranks. I wish you all the best in your career. And again, I thank you. We'll be right back after these messages, and we'll look at the first period highlights.